everybody, it is Kit here, and welcome back to a Dragon Yarns video that I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, other than saying hi. I'm back, or going to attempt at least to be back to do these things. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Question. Moss'imo is right here. I've got the blanket right here. I'm also turned a different way this time, and I'm using a different mic. I don't know how much this sucker is going to pick up, so this should be interesting. I'm turned a different way because there's not a lot of room behind me, but we do have auto. I brought my ottoman back. I haven't crocheted in a while. So this should be good. Let me get myself somewhat situated here. And then I figured I could just do a little update and start gently crocheting to kind of get back into the swing of things. Well, actually this will work. So I went home to Tennessee, right? We moved out of my apartment, me and my dad. I think that's where the last one of these was recorded. And then I came home, and it has been so busy, and then I had nowhere to like really properly crochet. And then I cleaned up my room, and then I worked at a friend's business for a week. Actually, no, I did the week stint at a friend's business for a week, and that was all closing shifts for 6 days in a row. That was brutal. It wasn't the worst part, but I don't really want to talk about that. Let's just say the interpersonal relationships of the employees there is not conducive for a job for me. not a good spot. But it is an option for me if I need I guess money or whatever else. Like, you know, all of that I did fine on everything else. And they were very sad to see me go, so that was like the right way of doing it, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm getting like way off track. Yeah, I did that. Then I finally got to clean my room. You see this nice clean space? This was not clean. This was not clear space. So we finally got that situated and sorted. I am no longer living out of a suitcase, which is a wonderful feeling. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back to crocheting and making these videos. And then my wonderful wrist, this wonderful hand right here, decided to sprain. So I have been resting the sucker for a week, which is why this video is going to be on the shorter side, because it has been fairly good, fairly, alright the last 2 days. So I'm doing a test with this. So I'm still gonna baby it a little bit. I have not worked on this blanket at all. I did a little tiny bit of crocheting, not too terribly much. When I first got back, just like small projects just to, finish them up or do whatever. And then it's also been like NaNoWriMo as well, even though NaNoWriMo doesn't exist anymore. So I've been writing, and I am not doing super great on that. I cannot do 50,000 words, at least at this point in my life, this year, this month cannot do 50,000 words. So my goal is to try and get to 25,000, and I'm needing like 9,000 more. And it should be perfectly fine and easy. I cannot get my happy butt to do it, to sit down and work on it. So hopefully that's going to be a tomorrow project. But I did finish the chapter that I've been struggling with, 6 Ways to Sunday, and I'm really happy with it. This chapter isn't that bad. I just need to really sit down and describe things that I've technically already described, but I'm doing it with a different character that sees things differently. Valerie is going, technically, revisiting the clinic, technically, again. But the first time she was there, she was completely blind, so she never really got to experience it, and she was also chained to a hospital bed, or a bed with railings, as she knows them, because she's never really been in a hospital, modern hospital, so she doesn't know what the railings are for, for a hospital bed, right? Like, we know that as a hospital bed. She doesn't. Oh, and why she was chained? Well, she wasn't a good patient at all. She does not do human medicine at all. She woke up and she felt things in her hands, like the catheters or the needles, the IV catheters, I think is what they're called. Yeah, she just plucked those out. Oh, there's one right here. Pluck that out too. Oh, what's this? This is a cast? I don't want this. We're just gonna get this off. Like, she does not do any of that. Medication does not. She's never been on human medication. She won't. And she wouldn't stop because it just made her super uncomfortable. But like, that's what you need to stay alive, chickadee. So and then she kept trying to like get up out of the bed. So they handcuffed her. They handcuffed her. And, attached her wrists and her ankles to the bed. So now she's back. She's not the patient. She can see. So I have to go through and describe these things again, but through her eyes. And then she finally gets to go to the crime scene. And, the crime scene of the original murder, for those who are like, what the heck is this girl talking about? I told you, I'm probably just going to name this the Blab vlog. I don't know. I'm just chitter-chattering, because I haven't done this in a hot minute, and I'm just letting the words come where they go. Oh, come where they go. Go where they... I don't know. Anyway, I'm talking about the book I'm writing. It is called A Witch's Debt. For those who were here for the Chicago bit, that was the prequel of this book. And Valerie is Winters, actually, yes. That is actually her name, her real name. She dropped it for a while, because of things that happened in her past. She was born as Valerie Price, and then things happened, and now she's what Winters is, and she just kind of picked up Winters as a name along the line, because she needed something that people would call her, and she did not it didn't feel right to be known as her previous name, because she's no longer that girl. And it's a bit of a painful subject for her, but now, as the book has gone on, and her journey from Chicago has continued, she has decided she can't be Valerie Price, but she doesn't want to be Winters anymore, because she feels like Winters hurts people, which is yes and no. Yes, she needs therapy, obviously, but she is kind of Winters, but maybe she can merge the two. Maybe she can be Valerie Winters. So now she is Valerie Winters. A merging of the two into something different that she wants to try and be a different person. So that's what she's trying to do. So yes, Valerie. Anyway, pack murder, and there was a murder in Kieran's pack, and it's kind of up in the air of the pack because Valerie gets just dropped there mere days, like 2 days after Kinley Parish gets murdered in a way that the pack cannot figure out. And then Valerie shows up half dead, and she says, I was sent, I know about the murder, and she's being cagey, and Kieran's not exactly thrilled after Chicago. Can anybody blame him? And Valerie also is gagged because the person who sent her to find the murderer and to assist the pack does not want her to say anything about who sent her. She doesn't understand that one bit, but she's not in a position to argue. So she can't really provide Kieran any good, real evidence, especially after Chicago, and a lot of things happened in Chicago. She found out something that happened in Chicago was inadvertently caused by her, and that's, like, a super source of guilt for her, and, like, it's a huge mess. So, and Kieran, he's not really a magic guy, you know, he wants that cold, hard evidence, and Valerie can't give him any. So, she determines that it's probably best at this time that she goes her own way, and that's what she's doing. They're trying to find her. It's not working very well. Kieran doesn't exactly think that she's done the murder, but she knows more than she's telling, and she won't tell. So it's like, yay! So yeah, she has not been able to get to the crime scene, has not been able to see the body or do any of the things that you kind of have to do if you're looking into a murder, right? So now she finally has the tools to be able to do that after she basically has hit rock bottom a couple of times. So that's what we're doing. That's this chapter, is she actually is retracing her steps, trying to get back to the Packlands, because she's not exactly sure where that was either. When she left, she just told the fiends to just take her to the void, and so she didn't leave like normally, you know. Yeah. And so now she's trying to get back there and actually find the Packlands, find the body or the crime scene, and the body's going to be not in a position where she can really do anything, but the crime scene's going to be clear, which I've already described the crime scene through Kieran's eyes, but I have to do it through her eyes. So it's like a little complicated, but actually talking about it made it more fun, and hopefully tomorrow I can just sit down and knock it out. But it's going to be fun as well because Alex from Chicago is actually going to find her at the house. How many ums can I say in a sentence? I'm actually really happy because I'm actually sitting here able to crochet and talk about my book, and my wrist does not hurt. Hallelujah. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at there. Yeah, I am looking for a job. So actually, it's kind of weird. I had one, kind of. Technically had two, sort of, on the ropes. But, one of them fell through. And then this other one, I, like, we did the whole background check for it and everything, because, me and my parents, we were all going to do it. My parents got let go at the beginning of the month, which actually has kind of turned into a blessing. Like, they have severance, so we're okay. But now we're able to get some things moving, that have been roadblocks for us moving to Tennessee. So that's good. My dad still has his second job, so we're not, like, you know, screwed. And I can go and work for my friends if, you know, our friends, if we need to. If I need to and we need that. But yeah, like, we got an offer. The background check was 3 damn weeks, you guys. For every county in the United States, on top of everything else. It took forever. It was insane. And, so that came through, beginning of this week. And I guess that was actually just to get, like, on the company's roster, not necessarily a job. I'm not 100% sure. It was kind of weird. But yeah, so it's like I'm starting to look for jobs again, because that's in the field that I'm trying to go for. That process is not the way that it normally is. Like, I mean, when I tell you they took my banking information, you guys. Like, they wanted routing numbers and everything. I was like, okay, well, I mean, that seems legit. You know, so. But it's okay. Everything will sort itself out. You know, my mom and I are looking. My dad is kind of doing a mix for them, so he kind of has some job stuff. Like, he's got some stuff to do, because he's doing, like, a mix of the position my mom and I wanted to do, and he's doing field work as well. So he got the paperwork for the field work, which I can't really do because climbing on roofs. No, thank you. Yeah, but it's kind of weird just because there's not a lot of work in this field right now, and that's a really weird feeling, because there's, like, yeah, basically in this field that I'm going in, there's, like, a dry year once maybe every 7 years, but normally there's enough work from the previous years to get you through. We're entering dry year 2, and it's not really been this dry from what my dad's been doing this for like 25 years. He hasn't seen it this dry in 23 years. Thereabouts. So it's unprecedented. It's a little weird, but it is not going to last forever. It's just unfortunate because, you know, that's when I'm entering the field. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. We've been able to get my grandmother some medical help during this time, which is good, because my mom's power of attorney on that and knows everything, so my mom would really need to take her to go. She's having to get shots in her knees, you guys. She had to get a steroid shot in each knee, and then she got the gel the other day in I think just one knee. Apparently that needle was, like, huge. And it hurts. And they just get it in your knee, and my grandmother is bone on bone, no liquid, no cartilage, no nothing. I may not be the biggest fan of her for a lot of reasons. She's not a kind individual, but I would not wish that pain on anybody. And she can't get surgery because her blood pressure is way too cattywampus for that. She is no longer a candidate, and she's had too many strokes. So, yeah, so it's been, like, a lot, and I've been keeping myself busy and just helping with whatever I can around the house, you know, looking for jobs. YouTube is keeping me sane. I've been trying to write my book. The dogs are doing good. I need to get back to walking. That's what I need to do. I'm going to get to the end of this row and then call it from there. Because I'm almost there and I'm feeling pretty good on the wrist. And that way we'll have a row done. One more row. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's been a lot. Yeah, I'm taking care of myself. I'm going to go to bed after this, actually, once I get this video and the Claire one up. Yeah, so I am probably going to do some gaming videos for these, starting next Sunday. So it's going to be Tenants, Luma, and V Rising. Yeah. And I might do some reading. I know some people were saying they'd be interested in that, and I'm just gonna verify y'all still interested in that. I don't know, I might not. A little weird. I am definitely going to self-publish. I've decided. Having made that decision, you know, and sitting on that decision and thinking about it and whatnot has made it less scary, I guess. I also have a dear friend that self-published recently, and she's been able to answer questions and talk to me about it and whatnot. We've been kind of motivating each other to try and write for Nano this month. Both of us did abysmally on the word counts, but both of us have been really, really, really busy. And actually, can I ask for some prayers, good vibes, all of that, because her husband had surgery on something. I don't know what it was exactly, but he's going to be out of work for 4 months, and there's not really a lot of support in their state. So they're going to be a little belly up, and she can't get more hours for her job, and she's pregnant with their second child, and it's just a lot. So hopefully, I am just asking for prayers, good vibes, good luck, all of that in regards to them. I'm hoping everything will be alright while he's recovering before he can go back to work. Yep. But yeah. So I'm good. I'm nervous about a lot of things. I'm antsy to get into my field and start helping my family financially and get this move on the road. But the other block of it a little bit is that we have like 2 paths that we can take, and this path takes a lot of cash, but this path needs a loan and then some cash. We have savings, but it would take all of the savings. And then for a loan, when you just got laid off, is not the best thing. And they got laid off because there's no work. So that's wonderful. But it has been nice to let my mom have a break. She has not had a break or a vacation, like a month off of work, in several years. So that's been really nice for her. Okay. Of course, I'm slightly concerned because I don't 100% remember how many chains at the end of each row. I think it's a chain 2 and then you turn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure I wrote it down. I might have, though. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm hoping y'all have been good. I've missed doing these, actually. Even though it took me a couple minutes of hyping myself up to sit down and actually crochet. I don't know why. It's kind of like writing right now. It's like, there's so many different things I need to do, could be doing. Of course, some of them I want to do more than others. And then you got, like, the inner demons in your head saying, this is a really bad idea. Don't do it. And then you just end up not doing it. This should also be fun, too, because, like, I don't know how well this audio is coming through on this mic, considering I'm about 10 inches or so away from the mic. I mean, I can bump up the audio and whatnot in my editor, and I always do anyway, because I have a low voice, at least to me, before I bump up the sound, but still. I do need to go to bed, though, because I'm starting to get a headache. Oh, yeah, allergies are here. Allergies suck. The Texas allergies and I do not get along in the slightest. And my dad is actually, he's getting asthma now that he's here. He's been getting more and more allergies every year in this area, and now he actually needs an inhaler. That's not good. So, yeah. And we all get to go get our blood drawn. I hate needles. I hate needles, so that's really gonna suck. That's this week, but I will deal with it. Last time it wasn't as bad as I thought it was in my head. Like, it was okay. If they can get me in, like, the first stick now, that would be better. But, usually, I've had the issue of I'm a hard stick, and that does not, but hopefully it'll be good, and then, you know, it'll be, like, first thing in the morning, so that's gonna be annoying, but also, then I don't have to fast all day, because that does not usually work for me. So, we'll get it done first thing in the morning, have the rest of the day, and all that, and that's this week. That's the day before Thanksgiving, you guys. That's just a bad time, but at least it's not the day after. We don't talk about the day after, right? Look, the day after Thanksgiving for a doctor's appointment, that doesn't exist. We don't do that. Okay, we got to the end of the row, so we do 1, 2. Yeah, I think this is what we do. And we do a fluffy. Flip it. Then we go in here. Now we'll do a little bit. There we go, muscle memory. Muscle memory screwed me up. Right there, I think. Right there. I think so. Okay. Should have put that in first. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, that was 1 row done. I forgot how many rows we've had. All of that. I'm gonna have to put this in my little... I've got a blanket bag for this thing over there. Let's see. How many? Okay, 30 minutes, not too bad. Okay. need to clean up this crochet deal. Nope. Where is that information? Okay. It's turn chain 2, so I was right. Okay. Hey, we're now on row 81. Woohoo! I didn't know we got to 80. That's nice. Alright. And my wrist. Wrist is pretty alright. Thumb feels a tiny bit tight. Not too bad. It started off right here, and then it kind of did this, which is kind of how this wrist tends to do. It's an old injury. It flares up every now and then. Really? Watson is far too comfortable. Anyway. I am gonna go. So yeah, I think next week we will do some tents and do this. I'm also gonna work on crocheting a little bit in the week as I can. Maybe even if I can get 1 or 2 rows, that's still 1 or 2 rows more than what I had. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good, happy Sunday. Claire Obscure will be up here in a bit for those who are interested in that. Other than that, let me know if this mic works for crochet. And if y'all like it, I decided I'm going to use this one for my story content. So like if I'm reading things or doing like the Sims stories and whatnot, but with the crocheting I'm like a little further away. Like right now I'm like leaning towards it, you know what I mean? But when I'm crocheting just then it was like, yeah, I kind of am, kind of not. So just let me know if this mic works for that or not. But yeah, so other than that, I'm back. And, Moss'imo still lives. Alrighty, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye!